Last time we spoke about IELTS academic writing paper, task 1. Today we will continue with IELTS academic writing paper, task 2. Pra herës tjetër folëm për landësim, dash mësim informacion rreth taskës shkrimit të parë që keni në provimin e IELTS-it, ndërsa sot do të flasim për shkrimin e dytë të provimit të IELTS-it. Let's continue. So let's first give an overview of what we did last time, and then we continue task 2. So task 1 that we analyzed last time had the bar charts. So we had the bar graphs, and the bar graphs had information about bus, car, bike, and foot. So modes of transport and years. Then we had a possible answer for task 1. This is a complete answer. So the graph shows the percentage of travelers in a European city who uses bus, car, bike, and foot to commute to and from work in the years 1950s, 1970s, and 1990s. The amount of people using cars grew considerably, rising from just over 5% in 1950s to 25% in 1970s, and then climbing to almost 40% by 1990s. However, the amount of people using bikes decreased. Over 25% of commuters cycled in 1950s. This had fallen to less than 10% by 1990s. Similarly, the amount of people who walk to work fell from more than a third in 1950s to about 10% in 1990s. The amount of people using buses initially rose in 1970s to about 30%, but had dropped to about 17% by 1990s. The graph indicates that growing use of cars for commuters corresponds with the fall in popularity of other modes of transport since 1950s. So, this is an answer of task 1. Pra kjo është një përgjigje e pyetjes së parë. Let's continue now with the second task. So, task 2 is, as we said, is an essay. So task 2 is assessed on other components. So it's quality of the argument. So basically you need to argue. The quality of the argument needs to be logical and well considered. Logical, as we said, that the structure has to be sequential, and you have to consider all the aspects of the question. Ideas and evidence are very important. They should support the point. So you start with a topic, and then everything that is under the topic just supports the topic. So basically it creates just a supporting structure for the topic. And it is assessed on quality of communication and vocabulary and sentence structure. Pra, të gjitha këto janë të rëndësishme për provimin për pjesën të dytë të provimit, për shkrimin e dytë të provimit. Let's continue. So, example of task 2. Read the question carefully and read it several times. Decide what the focus of the task is. The first sentence is sometimes background information. The focus of the essay and the question come after. For example, some businesses now say that no one can smoke cigarettes in any of their offices. Some governments have banned smoking in all public places. This is a good idea, but it takes away some of our freedom. Do you agree or disagree? Discuss what the task requires you to do. So, if this is your second task, Then what you'll need to do is, before you start writing anything about the task, you need to consider all the possible answers that you can give to the task. So first you need to understand the task, then it is beneficial if you write down some ideas about the task and look into how these ideas connect with each other. And then after you have understood the task, you have understood the ideas, you have created a mental plan, then you start putting the ideas together. So very, very important in IELTS writing is do not write until you know what you are writing about. So until you know and you understand very well your task, do not write. Once you have understood the task, then you can decide what the task requires you to do. So today we'll stop the session here, and tomorrow we will continue with more explanation and an example, a practical example of task 2. So until tomorrow, take good care of yourself and stay safe. Bye-bye.